Firstly, I actually want to acknowledge the team at NIFNEX and actually thank them for inviting me to join you this evening. In 2005, I was actually living in my car, parked on a different beach every night, when I decided that I was going to start my second business. I've actually had 4 businesses since then. I'm on to number 5, and I'm thoroughly loving it. Now, the reason I tell you that is I've actually learned some things in the process. And what you have to consider is that your goal as a business owner is to make it more advantageous for your customers and your prospects to want to give you your money than it is for them to keep it themselves. So what I'm going to share with you is 6, I guess, really measuring points that will help you effectively grow your business, because I found it was really hard to know where to focus my effort when it came to marketing, what I needed to do, because you all have a limited resource of both time and money. So the first thing that is critical to your business is to know what is the lifetime of your customers. How long are they going to stay with you? How long do they keep buying? Now, the reason this is important is if they only buy from you for 1 year, you need to replace 100% of your client base every year. If you keep a client for 3 years or 4 years, say 4 years, you've still got to replace 25% of your customers every year in order to be at the same place you were at the beginning of the year. Does that scare anyone? It certainly did me. But look, so knowing the lifetime of your client is important, because that way you know what you need to do to keep things moving, or to keep it the same level. The next 3 things you need to keep track of is the number of clients you've got, the average sale value, and the frequency in which they buy. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is, and I'm actually going to use some simple math, it's just a bit easier up here. If you had 100 clients who all spend $100 12 times a year, then your volume's about $120,000 a year. If you actually concentrated on increasing each of those components by just 10%, you'd end up with 110 clients spending $110 13 times a year. Now, 13 times a year is actually only selling to them every 28 days instead of every 31 days. It's actually not that hard. Now, if you do that, you've taken that $120,000 volume to $160,000 with some minor tweaks. So if you test and measure everything that you do, and I firmly believe that you do, you should, and that you know the number of leads a specific marketing activity generates, and you know your conversion rate, you can actually work backwards and figure out how much work you've got to do. How many people sort of find they throw time and effort into something with just hope that something works? I think we're all guilty of it at some point. So if you work backwards, I'm going to give you an example. So if you know that an SMS campaign that you send converts at 30%, then you only need to send 35 SMS messages to get those 10 new customers. So if you test and measure every marketing activity you do, if it's cold calling, how many people did I call, how many people did I book a meeting with? You'll be able to sit back and actually stop running around. You can actually start thinking with your metrics and work strategically without throwing time and money in a situation with the hope that it'll work. So if I've said something that's been useful, and I hope that I have, and you'd like to connect with me afterwards, then please touch base with me. I'll be in the room. I may even have a few copies of my book to give away. So thank you.